Good morning and welcome to Thursday Morning with Linda Z's. I'm Debbie and I'm here to bring back an idea that we had a couple of videos ago. It was about the applique, and I wanted to work together on how we can make a quilt using applique. And so I found this in my stash. I found a quilt called Cluck, it's called. This is something that we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have any more of these in the store, but it's relatively easy enough to create an applique because remember a couple times ago we were making this heart applique, and we embroidered the words "I love you" on the heart, and it's actually, so the background is a cream, and then we put red fabric in the heart, and then we stitched around it inside the machine. And so that's kind of fun. We used a shape that was built into a machine, and then we stitched around it automatically in the embroidery functionality of the machine, automatically creating a outline so that we didn't have to manually stitch around. You know, the traditional old-fashioned way of stitching down an applique would have been to turn the block around and stitch all the way around the heart in this case. And I still love that kind of applique because it's really makes quilting really fun and makes applique really fun as well, as to actually go into sewing mode and stitch down your applique. But I just wanted to say that in between applique pieces, you could actually have like different types of piecing involved in your quilt, and you could create your own design of quilt by either putting what they call a four patch, and I can show you here what a four patch would be. That a four patch would be, this is my block. A four patch would be 4 squares with 4 different fabrics. So 4 different fabrics. And I was thinking this springtime is now. It's great to have different colors that are springy, really pretty colors. So you could just get either what they call in Modaland gosh, what do they call that again? The 10-inch square, well, it's 10-inch square pack. I have this 10-inch square pack that has some really pretty colors of springtime colors. And so those colors are pre-cut, which is nice. And then you can use all of those pieces for your applique. So I would take a different color for each of this 4 patch, or you could you could do 4 patches for your quilt, or you could do a 9 patch, which is also very fun. So that would be, for example, please forgive my drawing. It would be, so 2 lines equally going across here and 2 lines equally going across here. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares in your block. And so that would be 9 different fabrics, of course. So you could make really pretty spring colors, and then you could choose an applique shape. It could be a heart, it could be a star, it could be circle, it could be, so for example, this guy was made out of half a circle and a line across the top, and then the beak and the top of the chicken was so that's kind of proprietary to that copyright of that pattern. But you really could make any kind of applique that you wanted. And in this case, with the 9 patch, it would be your applique. You would want to make it right next to that, so that would be your applique here. And another applique would be here to the right of it, and another applique would be below it, and then another applique would be here to the left. So you'd have appliques all around, and then this would be another 9 patch here, another 9 patch, 9 and 9. So you could make an entire quilt doing that. So basically I would, in this case, I would start with making my 9 patch, and you decide basically what size your squares are. And if you have, for example, if you have 2.5-inch strips, you could make all of your patches, your blocks. You could make those blocks based on your 2.5-inch. And so it would be finished. It would be 2, 2, and 2 here. So it'd be a 6 by 6 inch block. So it'd be 6.5 unfinished. And that's what you would want your other blocks, your applique blocks, to be, is 6.5. Why would it be 6.5? Because we have what we call that 1/4-inch seam allowance in quilting. And so you have to add that into your rough cutting of your blocks before you actually sew them all together. And so like in this case, if we were going to do applique every other block here, I would be doing my applique here, right next to this, all the way around, right? My applique below it, and my applique next to it. And then these would be my 4 patches at the corners. My different 4 patches would be. So this is just a way to create a really, really fun quilt while using applique. So you could actually, instead of applique, what could you do? You could take, if you have an embroidery machine, every time I have the word A, or every time we had this applique here, you could create a design in your embroidery files of your machine. Or if you have bought embroidery designs that fit into the size that you've created, or you could then definitely create your block big enough for your embroidery design to fit into that size of block. And that would just be a really simple way to make, I don't know if you have any gifts for people who are having children that are, for baby blankets, baby quilts. And that's just an easy way to create that. So what I'd like to, if you're going to be doing applique, I did bring over some really interesting products that we carry here at Linda Z's. And I've got, so if you're going to have a bigger applique, one time I made an applique that was the entire size of the quilt. And then there were a couple bigger ones in the corner. So if you have a really big applique that's taking up a lot of your quilt, you can use this, what we call Applique Web Plus tape. And so you can tape it around the edge of your applique instead of having a stabilizer behind to iron down, fusible stabilizer. You can actually just stick this down, and then it fuses your bigger pieces of applique a lot more easily than if you used an entire to cover your entire applique piece with some of this stabilizer. So we've got the Applique Web Plus, which is from Quilter Select. We've got that on rolls that are smaller like this, and I think we also have a larger size of this at the store. So those are very, very good for applique. We've got Applique Wonder sheets. So this is also, I used these sheets when I was making a really cool bigger heart quilt with some tulip pink fabric. It was great because the heart fit perfectly on one of these sheets, and then I was able to just use the whole package. I had like 24 hearts, I think, in that quilt. That was great. Linda Z's we have our own Applique fusible 12 inches wide by 3 yards. So it's the same idea. You would take the side that is, oh, sorry, that sticker is on there, so I can't really open that up. But it's definitely the paper and the fusible. So you've got that double fusible applique product that is a little bit more affordable from our product, and then even more so, we have the Pellon 805. So you've got a bunch of these also at the store right now. So if you're looking for products, Applique Wonder, here's an Applique Wonder. So it's in sheets or in the roll. So you can do that either way. And so what you do is you need to take, for example, one of the sheets. I'll pull one of those out. So it's double fusible. So what you want to do is on the paper side, you want to draw the shape a little bit smaller than what is going to be cut out on your fabric. You want to draw the shape of your applique shape, and then you want to fuse that to the wrong side of your fabric. And you can cut it out a little bit larger than the piece that you've got here. And then you want to fuse that to the back side, or the wrong side of your fabric. You want to peel away the paper, and then you've got your pretty side this way, where my hand is here, and you want to then fuse that down to the background of your fabric. And in this case, it would be where the heart is. So that would be me fusing down that heart. And so the reason we have these is so that the actual applique piece that's in there is not bubbly, and it adheres well to the background fabric behind the applique. So that in a nutshell is an idea of how to create a quilt, just a really easy quilt using applique. And I just love that so dearly. Oh, I just wanted to also, before we go, I wanted to say that we've got a really cool try before you buy Quilter Q Series Bernina machine class that's coming up on April 17th. And just wanted to shout out to any of you who've been interested in going that extra step of having an actual quilting machine in your plethora of machines, in your collection of machines. And I know a lot of you are itching to do that. And so we've built a class around that so you could try it and see if you like it before you actually then pursue that dream of yours to actually purchase one of those quilting machines. And those classes, that when we do them, are really, really fun. And so it will be on April 17th in the morning. We'll be doing the sit-down machine. So the machine where you actually move your quilt under the needle of your machine, right? So you're going to be quilting with your machine. You can either do free motion or you can do ruler work, which is also free motion. And then we'll be practicing on a lot of that and showing you all the features of that Bernina Q Series machine. And then in the afternoon on that same day, we will be doing a frame class. So the machine then has the handlebars, and the machine is sitting on a carriage, and the carriage is sitting on a big frame, and you're holding the handles. Actually, with Bernina, you just kind of push it with your little finger. It's really simple and slides like butter all over your frame, and it makes beautiful quilting. And then we have this thing called robotics, and Michelle, the teacher, she's going to go deeply into the free motion on the frame and setting up, right? So you put the quilt onto your frame. How do I do that? And she's going to show us how to do that in that class. And then she's going to go into the robotics, the Q-matic part of the Q Series, the frame. And so just wanted to shout out for that, for those of you who are interested in not only making your quilts like this, but finishing them, right? And actually being able to do that. And I just wanted to make another shout out. We do have our Kate Quinn series of Westerly and So Steady quilting classes that you could sign up for. They are a virtual class, and that was a club that we had going on. Kate will actually be here this summer physically, but we have virtual classes. We have 3 more. The second one actually is March 8th. That's going to be coming up this weekend, and then there will be 2 more before the summer. And we're just really excited about continuing that adventure with Kate Quinn as well. For all you quilters out there, if you're interested, please let us know, and they'll get you the link to sign up for one of those classes or all of them. And so just wishing you a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.